anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother, and wife and children, and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. What does this mean? Now, I will admit that this video is really about a book that Soren Kierkegaard wrote called Fear and Trembling. Soren Kierkegaard has an idea that this verse can be taken one of two ways. It can either be taken in the lighter way, meaning that to serve God, you must love your brother and your sister and your children and your father and your mother and your wife less, and be not as kind to them. Instead, be hateful to them in order to serve God. This is the lighter way of taking it. But this way of taking it is to make Christianity a miserable thing. That it causes you to hate other people, and it causes you to not value them and be lukewarm towards them. However, the other way of taking it is to view this hatred as sacrifice, as sacrificing them. Because if you really are going to hate them in this way, you have to love them. If we have an absolute duty to God, abandoning them in a lukewarm sort of whatever kind of way is not hatred. The only way you can actually hate them is by paradoxically really loving them. In order for this sacrifice of them, for the sake of the absolute duty to God, to be really hatred, or really a meaningful sacrifice, it must be, you must truly love them. In order to resign them in a way that is actually an acknowledgement of your absolute duty to God, you must love them. Soren talks about this idea of infinite resignation, that you reach the point where you resign everything that you have and everyone that you have in order to appeal to your absolute duty to God, and that only by reaching this absolute point of infinite resignation of everyone and everything can faith begin to emerge. You can only serve God when you have, in some sense, left everything behind. And by that faith, you gain everything. But in order to gain everything, you must lose everything. And I'm just not sure that I've done that yet. I'm not sure that I've left everyone behind. I'm sorry if you guys are sick of hearing me talk about Soren Kierkegaard, but he makes me think about the Bible a lot more difficultly, and a lot more seriously, and avoiding cliches. And he has awesome